Hasan's dog situation is showing more cracks in people's views towards non-human animals. People like Kavos seem fuming at Hasan. I really don't think Kavos is vegan though, could be wrong. And Tectone, we're going to talk about Tectone a bit in this video. But yeah, I just wanted to make a follow-up. People were accusing Hasan Piker of using a shock collar against his dog. When you look at the video and other videos, it is very unclear what's happening and it makes you worry that he might actually be using one. But I want to make it clear, because I was quite careful with my language, that it's not absolute. It's not completely the case. I don't think people fully know what it is. Like some people are saying, oh no, that's not a shock collar, even though it's beeping. It looks like one, but it can also look like an AirTag collar, which I'm not familiar with. And I was also concerned about why she was being ordered to sit in one specific place. I don't know what I believe, but I just thought I'd offer the context here so people can do with it what they will. Obviously, if people are drawing conclusions from someone based upon a video I've made, I just want to put out more context there.
For those of you who ask, why do you always do the place command? The reason why I always do the place command is because she likes to lay on the ground, okay? She likes to be by my side, but she likes to lay on the ground. And the reason why I don't like letting her lay on the ground as opposed to that bed is because the bed, is because the bed is better for her joints, okay? Get her a better bed then? No, that bed is perfectly fine for her. Because when she lays on the ground as a big girl, it fucks up her joints.
So yeah, those were the things that were said. Things are still quite unclear to me. I'm not quite sold on everything. I can't fundamentally tell you exactly what has happened. And obviously a big focus when I made the video was Asmongold's response, and Asmongold will come up in this video again. I, as a vegan, was concerned about the use of animals as props. I think a lot of people use animals as some sort of prop to show off their wealth, to show off how cool they are, how caring they might be. People can use animals in that way, and I was worried that he was using his dog in this way. Again, I don't know. I can't mind read. People have said he instructs her to stay in one place because she tends to lie on the floor and it hurts her joints. And honestly, I don't fully know his situation, but I'm inclined to think that if I were in that situation, I would just have more beds, or I'd make sure that there's no wooden flooring about and she actually can just go on a carpet that's really, you know, really fluffy carpets. But yeah, obviously I don't know exactly why he's doing that, but it does come off from the clips that I've seen, from other clips, because people were saying, oh, these clips are taken out of context, but other clips I have seen, like literally on his Twitch, have made me wonder why the dog is always there. And there are some more clips that make it a bit confusing for me, but I do want to come away from that because I want to talk about the motivation for why I made the video in the first place. What motivated me to make that video was Asmongold's response. I don't know why people regard Asmongold so highly when it comes to areas of morality and compassion, because his viewpoints on things such as animals are very heinous. Tectone, as we were talking about, had some issues seemingly with his views on eating dogs.
You know, delineation there. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal because of ailments, maybe, right? But it's a cultural thing. Maybe you're right. But like, again, I don't really think that's, to me, I would never be a vegan. I mean, I'd have no problem eating animals. That'd be fine to me. If dogs tasted good, I'd eat them. If cats tasted good, I'd eat them. You know, I do whatever, right? And let's see here. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I'm chilling. Everything's good, man.
I'm about to go to Asmon's fucking cockroach-infested house, pull out my pliers, and pull out the rest of his fucking 3 remaining teeth if he ever talks about eating cats ever again. Yep. I'm going to take them all out.
So let's get on to Tectone. As I said, I wanted to be careful with information because I think that like information gets passed around and it's not completely vetted, and it's really hard to do. You know, it's really hard to look at everything and think, oh, maybe there's some context. It's really difficult. I fall for it so much. But it's really annoying when people speak with such conviction and absolutes about things that might not necessarily be the case. So Tectone took a bit of a different approach, it would seem. He pinned a tweet, or I think you call them posts these days. I always wondered how Hasan kept his dog behind him all stream. It's because he's been using a shock collar on a setting so high that his dog fucking screams when he uses it. Using your dog as a prop to seem more friendly, relatable, and down to earth, when in reality the dog isn't sitting there of his own volition but stays there out of fear. I am beyond disgusted. Fuck this whole man's existence. Now obviously we are still not 100% sure if it actually is in the first place, but this is coming from the guy who literally recently brought out an update saying that he's on an animal-based diet.
I started a new diet, and the diet is a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying like animal-based diet where I only eat like fruit and like steak and shit, like meat and fruit.
Oh my god. Do you know the animals who were sent to the slaughterhouse fucking screamed probably as well, right? He's complaining about Hasan's dog potentially being made to stay in one place, but you literally pay people to confine animals into one space their entire lives and be sent to a slaughterhouse where they fucking scream. And you would have a problem if Asmongold decided to chow down on cats. You'd probably have an issue if he decided to chow down on dogs. What's the morally significant difference between dogs, cats, cows that justify slitting the throat of one but not the other? Do we fuck this man's whole existence to you because what you condemn animals to is far worse? And this isn't letting Hasan off the hook. Again, as I said before, like people were saying I was trying to spin a narrative. I don't like any of these people. I really just cannot connect with any of these people on any meaningful level, okay? But none of these people are vegan. None of these people seem to respect the basic negative rights of sentient beings who aren't human. Tectone seems to have an arbitrary soft spot for dogs and cats. He seems very passionately against Hasan's clip where he's talking about how he doesn't care if a dog can't breathe. Now this is where the context conversation comes in, because I don't know where this clip has come from. I don't really know how to find the context of this clip either.
Just such a lib ass, like, oh dude, please don't get a Frenchie. I just wrote a Vox article talking about how problematic they are. Like, I don't give a fuck. I know they have breathing problems. I know they're incredibly fucking inbred. I don't give a shit. I know. I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. This is a dog.
See, that sounds bad. But to be fair to him, it could be the case that what he meant is, I don't care, I'd still look after them, or something to that. And if you add that context, then it completely flips the context of the conversation. So I don't know. But yeah, if this were the entire context, then that's really bad. And you know, we should be concerned with these inbreeding of animals to the point where they can't even breathe, they can't have healthy births, they die at a very young age. Oh, like in the animal agriculture industry that you, Tectone, and Hasan support. We're going to come to the irritation, but before that, we are on the topic of context and everything like that. And as I said, I fall for it all the time, and I literally fell for it in that video. I found through Kavos's video the full context, or maybe there's even more context, of a clip of Hasan talking about having a shock collar. It'd been clipped completely, right? So the context was different, and it's so irritating.
My old roommate wanted to use a shock collar for fish and his dogs. For fish and his dogs barking. I couldn't do it. I have it still. I bought it. They are incredibly effective.
Because then you come across something, good faith, you are like genuinely concerned when you hear it. You think there's nothing more to it. And then you add this and actually it does change things. Like in this context, there's still not enough condemnation. Like if you still have one, cast it to the fire, condemn it heavily. They are disgusting devices and they should be seen as such, rather than this kind of like, I don't know, they're really effective though, but like kind of implying that it's bad rather than just kind of saying it. But see how that's an example of like clipping people out of context. And I don't know the purpose of why people are doing it. Maybe they're just doing the same thing where they're good faith coming across it, thinking nothing of it, just casting it into the world. But it's like I said in the previous video, people just kind of throw shit at each other without care. for the ramifications or whether or not the truth is actually being shared. There's no correction of any sort. So why am I really expecting these people to go vegan when they don't have this integrity, seemingly? It really doesn't help either, because if you are just purposefully taking people out of context, I don't know if they are, but if you are, then they can just fall back on like, oh yeah, I was taken out of context, rather than actually engaging with the critique. So it's cringe. And for people who are saying I was spinning my own narrative, there were two instances, right? Either he's not being nice to his dog, he's doing bad things to his dog, or he's not, and he loves his dog. Either one don't engage with my narrative, which is that Hasan should be vegan. He is not vegan. So I appreciate people who gave more context to me so I could see. Obviously, I do attempt to be very careful with my language, so I didn't make any absolute statements, apart from when it was absolutely stated, like in the case of Asmongold. But finally, let me just talk about the thing that really irritates me. There's all this fucking running about, tiptoeing. Oh, this is wrong, but this is absolutely fine. Oh, you're a monster, but I'm absolutely justified when I go on an animal-based diet. Why not take a consistent position and just go vegan? If you think it's bad to administer electric shocks to dogs, to negatively reinforce them to stop doing a certain behavior, then why on earth would you maintain the view that it's justified to shock animals to death, to use them in a sandwich filler, or to gas them, or to slit their throats, or to do all these things that we do to animals? And this is the fundamental conversation I want to have from this slop, is that these people really need to understand that they're trying to throw shit at people for mistreating animals when they literally talk about how they mistreat animals in like the next video. We've seen this time and time again on this channel with people who are really well known, like Penguin Zero, who was calling out someone called So Young for eating animals live. The next video, if I recall, or maybe like a video two after, was him doing a KFC video. Like, people cope really hard about local backyard farming, but even carnivore dieters who do not give a shit about animals will concede that factory farming is absolutely horrific. So I do not know what's going on here. It's just an absolute bloody mess. But yeah, if I see anything that's vegan related or needs to be brought to the vegan conversation, then I will talk about it. I'm sorry that it is indeed slop, and I do want to make sure that I'm fairly representing what I see. So I thought I'd give that update here. You can make of it what you will. I still don't really know what to think, but I think that's kind of irrelevant what I think. I just want to lay out what seems to have happened. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you're well, and until next time, salads, I will see you soon.